Cracking retention is the holy grail of making games, and 90% of that job happens in the first 10 minutes. Welcome to this new podcast where we get people who've built amazing games before to experience a game for the very first time with us and tell us what they like and what they don't. Welcome to DZero.
Hey, Brijesh, what's up, man?
Welcome to DZero. I'm super happy that I got you to do this. Actually, I'm actually surprised that we didn't do this sooner.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
I've been watching the podcast with other people that you've gotten on board also. Super excited. Trying to go through a game for the first time.
yeah. Just for quick context, what we do is basically play a game for the first time. It's usually a game that neither have I played or definitely not our guests. So it's a first time experience for both of us. The podcast is called DZero because we sort of want to experience the game for the first time and see if the DZero experience of a game is really good and would we come back to this game in the future as users. So we'll run through our thoughts on what's something that we liked, what we didn't like, what would we change, etc. Just a quick intro for everyone on Bhavik. Bhavik has been a PM for a very, very long time now. I have only known Bhavik as a product manager all through my life. We actually had two overlapping stints, one at Hike Messenger, which is now Rush Gaming, and we had an overlapping stint at Dunzo as well. Before that, I think Bhavik did a bunch of years at Microsoft. Then he came to Hike, then Dunzo, and then he's been in a couple of fintech companies. So it'll be fun because Bhavik is one of the most opinionated PMs I know. So it'll be quite fun to play the game. Bhavik, the game that you're about to play is called Bus Out. It's one of the top games in the world right now. It just entered
Wow.
the top 20. We post a tracker for top games in the world, and we just saw this shoot up to the top 20 last month. So we thought it'll be like a fun game to see what's going on. It's by this studio in Singapore called Zego, if I got their name right. And it got 8 million plus downloads in October. So it's like
Wow.
crazy
In a
popular.
month.
Even I'm like super curious to see like what's happening in this game. But before we start, like quick sort of summary of like how did you get into PMing? I know a bunch of stuff that you've done in your career which are not gaming per se, but very close to like gamification, at least inside apps. But yeah, I would love to hear a quick intro of what has happened in your career so far.
No, absolutely. And so, first of all, thanks for having me on the podcast, Brijesh. It seems like this was bound to happen at some time. Glad it happened right now. On my career, it's been a bit of a serendipitous journey. I've not chosen PMing on purpose. I just landed. So I started off with being an engineer, and the one thing that I really liked doing at that point was trying to build products in several different programming languages. So at that point, I think Java was fairly popular, but I picked up Silverlight and Adobe Air and Cold Fusion. These are technologies that people aren't aware of, but
I'm
but
hearing these names for the first time, but okay.
but yeah, these are so. What happened? I used to build prototypes, and I used to give those prototypes to the sales team, and the sales team used to pitch them. So I sort of became part of the pre-sales team by default. But I didn't know back then this is exactly what a PM does. But
Or supposed to do.
but I ended up sort of stumbling into it. After that, I think a bunch of tryouts and starting up a couple of ventures myself and met a couple of really interesting people. Those people introduced me to the good folks at Microsoft. That's how my first proper PMing journey began. At Microsoft, then I again met a bunch of people who told me about the good folks at Hike. And Hike, I think, has been, to be really honest, the really one
Best
place
thing.
that I've learned all of my PMing mostly, although
Yeah,
I've worked
same.
across different companies. But building at the scale of millions of daily active users and trying to change their behavior is at the core of PMing, right? And at that point, you become so sensitive to their behaviors that it is bound for you to become a better product manager, both analytically and also like building a product sense. So that post hike, I think it was a bunch of decisions which were more driven by uh, understanding of where the market is going, and I wanted to be at those places at the right time. So the
Yeah.
first decision was to be at Dunzo because quick commerce was becoming a big thing, and both of us stay in Bangalore, where Dunzoing had become a verb. So we wanted to be in the thick of things. After that, buy now pay later became the main thing, and at that time, LazyPay had just found some product market fit. And interestingly, that's also when COVID just happened.
Yeah.
This was just before the first COVID wave, so this was April 2020, and that also then had a big boom, right? Like everybody was doing buy now pay later. And and the last stint at this point has been building for cross border. So so investing in foreign currencies, moving money outside India, investing in international assets. So I think the purest form of PMing I've done with at Hike with you. And after that, it's
Yeah.
been like chasing a bunch of market trends and building the best products and user experiences that I can in different segments and domains.
I remember. So one of the things that I have realized while working on Segwise is we were at Hike at this very amazing point in Hike's sort of journey, where the way we PM is how gaming PMs like PM. And I
Absolutely.
was
Yeah.
looking at why is that so? And then we realized that everybody that was surrounding us at that point in time came from Zynga.
Yeah.
Literally every person that we knew who hired us, who trained us, were all Zynga people.
Zinga people.
Uh,
Yeah.
and we still to this day continue to be like friends with like a bunch of people from Zynga,
Absolutely.
thanks to Hike. That
Absolutely.
was one. Actually, one of the things that we do in this segment is we sort of ask you to think about one thing that sort of you remember as a project from any part of your career. But I think for you specifically, I want to like ask you to talk about stickers because I think that is one of the most insane products that I've ever
Yeah.
seen as a PM myself, and how it sort of came to life and what all you guys had to do to launch stickers. And every time there is a festival in India, even though
Yes.
it comes to me on WhatsApp, I know it's a Hike sticker that's coming
Yeah,
through.
yeah, absolutely. No, so stickers had a very interesting journey. The core insight though hadn't come from India at that point. WeChat and Line Messenger had these form of like non-verbal communication cues. They had just started off stickers, and that was doing relatively well for them. In India, obviously, nobody else was doing. Hike decided to do it. So phase one essentially was to prove the hypothesis that non-verbal communication is far richer in both engagement, which is a metric that we want, but also interest and experience. That's the metric that the user wants. So phase one was to prove that. At that point, what Hike did was set up like a big a hackathon outside sort of Hike. Like they gave out prizes and got all the different artists that they could to create stickers on any theme that they could come up with. And through that experiment, they could come up with not only variety, but also what types of themes interest people, especially artists. At that point, it became very clear that romance was a very big theme that people kept like building stickers for, and this got proved even after we launched. So the first launch
Yeah.
led had like three different categories. The first category was romance. The second category was regional stickers, and the third category was hi greetings, basically hi bye, because there was obviously trends across what's the most common thing. Good morning, good evening, good night, bye bye, I love you. So these are the three categories that we built sticker packs for, and they were amazing runaway successes. Phase two was very interesting. Phase two is where we started scaling all three categories by building more and more engaging content. That's where we decided to get into higher expression of non-verbal cues, which was animations
Yeah.
or movies. So we started creating GIFs, animated stickers, full screen engaging animations, and a bunch of that. And phase three was very interesting because the insight really came out of phase one and phase two that there were enough number of content pieces of these three categories that we realized that people stopped typing. So,
Yeah. I
so
remember.
that was a massive insight where we realized that the day started with a sticker and sort of ended with a sticker, and very minimally was there any typing happening. And that's when we decided that hey, if people are basically having a conversation non-verbally and just in images, why shouldn't we create a recommendation system for it? So we created this whole sticker chat, which the first part was essentially recommendations of stickers. So if you send me, hey, how are you? And I have some previous data on you, on the fact that, hey, you're from Bangalore, you're 17 years old, you're talking to a girl, right? So, and and these are your previous conversations. So I have a sense of your intent and context. When you open the chat, I show like a panel with a lot of different stickers that you can
Yeah.
respond with, and that became a big hit. So sticker recommendations became a big hit. And then eventually another change that we had done was change the real estate of the chat so that stickers which were coming vertically started coming up horizontally. So it was
Horizontally.
more of an engaging behavior. So I think that was a great time. These three phases of growth taught us different things about what drives user behavior, and eventually we saw that even after Hike, WhatsApp created this feature, and it's been a hit since then, right? Like GIF stickers, any animated format of communication has been a big hit.
Like I remembered a graph specifically that when you guys launched stickers, there was a messages graph which started tanking, and
Yeah,
the stickers graph started spiking at the same time. Where people, like you said, stopped sending like actual text and they just conversed fully in stickers. There's a
yeah,
common friend of ours, Aksha, whose band you should all check out. We'll link it below.
yes,
There was an entire conversation of where we are just replying with stickers and no words. And I
yeah.
think that's when we really knew that,
In fact,
okay,
at one point, if you remember, we had come to a point where people kept asking for personalizations of stickers,
yeah.
and we're like, we can't definitely create that many art items. So we created this feature called text to stickers. So you write
Oh,
something in text
yeah.
and it converts that into a sticker. And that was although at that time there was no Gen AI, and I wished there would have been that would have been far more fun. But with the existing tech stack at that point, we had created something that could create any random text into a sticker. And that was also a massive hit at that point with users. Yeah, I
And
think
this
it's as close to gamification as it gets, right? Personalization, ownership of
art.
assets that you create are personalized to you. Things that you like, recommendation, based on your location, using your age, your likes and dislikes. I think everything that people now use in games, we had used in those sticker chats.
I think the biggest sort of similarity I remember is like a lot of games use like events like Halloween and Diwali to sort of make sure that the art is sort of in
Yeah,
line with whatever is the big thing. And I remember that we used to do that as well, where there was a massive push
massive.
towards every large event.
Yeah, and in fact, interestingly, the biggest commercial opportunity for stickers, the first big commercial opportunity for stickers, had come out of events, and those events being movie launches. So we
Yeah, I
started.
remember.
Interestingly, because I think we were clocking something like 22 or 23 million daily active users, and automatically got a lot of these directors and producers excited, saying that, hey, if we launch a movie, why can't we launch it inside Hike? And how to do that. So I think the first movie that we had done was Golmaal, because
Yeah,
because the theme itself, or the movie's theme itself, was sort of quirky and it lent itself very beautifully
yeah,
to stickers. And from that point onwards, we started doing a lot of deals with big, movie production houses where before they launched, about 10 days before, we used to launch a sticker pack, create this whole FOMO around saying that, hey, I sent you like this, sort of like behavior that a character does, or this line that a behavior. And if you now see these nuances have trickled into WhatsApp. So if you go into the
yeah.
GIF section, the recommended of the day is always some version of TV show or movie that's come out, the favorite snippets of pictures, dialogues, or clips of those movies. So I think, yeah, we were at
Yeah.
the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I think that's the most fun project that I saw Bhavik working on because it literally brought everything that a PM should sort of know into like one project. Like there was the art part, there was analytics and hardcore ML being used to sort of recommend these things. And then, of course, it had all of the fun part about letting people express in ways that even we didn't think that they could. It was damn fun. So
Yeah.
cool. I think we are now ready to sort of let you play Bus Out for the first time. I'm also excited to see this game. Okay, we have launched Bus Out. This is what the actual launch screen looks like.
Yeah,
Uh, no context, so
that's
just
very
like
interesting. There was no onboarding screens, no sign up,
it's
no information about
directly,
what the game is directly over here. My
but
yeah,
looks pretty interesting. So I can see what they're asking us to do. So go
clearly,
ahead,
yeah,
Bhavik.
yeah. The finger is asking us to move the, I think looks like a bus. Oh, okay.
Oh my
So
God,
it parks
that
the
sound was intense.
swish. Okay, so what do I do next? Do I do it with the pink bus also? Oh yeah, interesting. So I have to maybe do it for the color. Let's try doing blue. I don't think blue will work.
Oh, I think you basically need to put the bus in the queue which has the colored person. Like you should have put the green one.
Okay.
Oh, it's
I
it's
but I
it's
don't
like
understand this all or not.
oh my God.
What just happened? How did I didn't understand the game rules at all. If I used a different sequence, I should have used green and then blue, but I used blue and then green. But it still worked.
Wait, you need to claim things now. Claim into two, claim in just claim. Why
Yeah,
would I
what's this
not
claim
claim
into two
into
and claim?
two?
I would always do claim into two, right? Why would I do one?
Do it?
Okay.
Okay, great.
VIP slot. Okay, there's an ad.
Wait,
Or is
is
it
this an ad? No, this is not an ad. Or is
what's
it an
that
ad?
ad thing on top then?
Okay.
Level
Click.
2. Arrange.
Oh my
Passengers
God.
are coming.
Okay, I think
Okay.
I get that.
Oh,
I
I
get.
think it's they yeah, okay. I think passengers shouldn't be angry, or maybe that's the thing that I need to do. Okay.
Okay, so I think I finally
Ah,
get the game.
so we have to avoid the passengers being angry. Is it? Is that how
Yeah.
I get points?
And you basically need to put the bus that has most colored people, like the same colored.
Okay. Interesting,
Put purple.
interesting.
Put purple.
Yeah. Unlock
Oh,
parking space to resolve traffic. Oh, these are locked parking spaces, so they are going to force me to watch an ad now or pay
watch,
using
watch,
coins, but I clearly don't have coins.
watch,
Oh,
watch.
damn, we are stuck because we don't have, and there's no way to take the buses back, I guess. What do I do? Oh, replay. There's a replay function.
Oh, you
Okay.
basically failed, like because like it's like losing a life,
Oh,
basically.
interesting. Okay, let's do it again this time, but with some nuance. Okay. Okay.
S- So at any given point in time, you cannot have all the four slots filled,
Yeah, yeah,
then you lose.
that's the main thing. Or I can open up those slots by watching these ads, which they would prefer me doing, I guess.
This game is making
Why is
sense
it so
to me.
famous? This is crazy.
It's it doesn't this it's basically like a I
Yeah,
would
I
say
think.
like similar category as like a bubble merge kind of situation, but just with the parking sort of theme added on top.
Yeah, I think it's the satisfaction of seeing people get into buses.
Leave, yeah.
Okay, I have to keep doing it until the queue resolves, I guess.
So I think the queue count is there, no? That 300
Yeah.
that you're saying. Dude, the sound is so addictive. Like this zoo. Are you able to hear this sound?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I am. These human beings tend to sleep in the middle for some reason. Oh.
Yellow.
Oh, wow. Why did I lose? Because I
Because your
maxed out
parking
the
lots
parking
got filled
slots.
and the person in
Oh.
front is purple, na, so they can't come out.
Hmm. That's interesting. That's interesting.
So there is some like brain power being used here in like, of course, like which bus are you pulling out, number
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And number two, like which color are you sort of optimizing for based on who is like I can see already that there's a big jund of like pink and purple folks coming. So I can sort of
Yeah.
plan for that ahead. and ensure that I don't get into the situation. Let's watch an ad. Let's see what happens. Is this a video ad
What
or
is
are you
happening?
playing?
Like, can I not? There's no timer. I don't know whether this ad would ever finish.
But are you playing or is it a video?
No, if this is a video, I'm not doing anything. Okay, how do I get out of this? Oh, good.
Oh, you got a life.
Lovely.
Okay, now put a blue one. Yeah. See, now you need to put a pink one and then a blue. See,
Yeah.
now I get it. Like now there is some like hope of how to win this.
Yep.
But dude, imagine
Oh, wow. This is very interesting. See, I
what
can't get
happened.
out the pink one before getting out the. These are all stuck. Interesting. So, what do I do with this one now? Should I?
Oh, there's no way for that to come out, basically.
Yeah, because all the pink buses are blocked by something else.
Try the one that is on the left, the small car, the purple car on the small purple car.
This one.
Yeah, see?
Okay. Light blue.
So a lot of these, I would assume that this falls into some hybrid casual category,
Yeah,
where you will expect to lose all your users in like the first few days. Like I think we were trying to look at their
absolutely. Like,
sensor tower
unless
data.
there is some complexity that opens up, unless there is some power up or complexity or something that opens up, right?
Like how likely are you to like at this point play this again like an hour later?
Not really. So this is interesting. This is now where it becomes harder because my blue buses are stuck, and the
You
only
can put the
people.
blue car. Can you put the blue car, the small car?
No. Oh, I can.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think this level you will finally be able to complete. Heavy ad monetization, I'm sure.
Yeah, there are display ads on the bottom that keep playing all the time.
Which is like it's placed in the right place. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
like
it's not intrusive.
intrusive.
Yeah.
Almost done, not bad. I like the smileys that they've put as soon as you get people into the car.
Yeah, although I've not understood what happens if they become angry. Does my score reduce? Is there a score? Like if they
Wait,
keep getting angry.
let's make them angry and see what happens.
So now they're
Like
sleepy. The guys on the bus are happy. Ones in the queue are sleepy.
I don't think there is any timer of sorts. I don't think anything will happen if you don't do anything. I think
So
they'll
this is
keep
very
showing you.
interesting.
It's
I
just
think the
chilling.
urgency just comes out of a normal human behavior, assuming that I need to do it
Yeah,
fast.
like I think it's very clever that they've created this sense of like you continue to play because when you see somebody is yawning, your immediate feeling is okay, they're bored. Like, how do I get them into the bus as quickly as possible?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, so now this guy is angry. I wonder if I lose if he keeps being angry. No, nothing.
I think it's just a nudge. I don't think anything will happen. Like, which is quite cool. Like, at some point, I don't know if they had these emojis. I think people were just taking their time and they just put in these emojis to make you play faster.
Very interesting.
Now we need a green car.
No, I have to get rid of the blue. Okay, to get the green out.
Oh, this I think will finally clear the level. Yay.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's see what happens.
Congratulations.
Okay, bus out. Level 2 completed. Claim. Oh, that's what they were trying to teach me the first time. So if you want double the points, you got to
Oh,
watch an ad. Okay, got to give
interesting.
him kudos for that. They didn't write
I
it anywhere
love,
that,
yeah, I love how they didn't do it the first time.
yeah. And
This is
at this time,
nice
maybe people make a mistake and click on it anyways, not knowing that
because
this
you're
would
like,
open an ad.
so cool.
Dark design.
Claim
Okay.
20, I want to explore the store. Do they have a store? Like, is there a store of some sort where you can buy
Oh
stuff?
yeah,
Oh,
it
there is.
directly opened. I didn't touch anything. That's also nice. Yeah, they
Shop.
do have a store. Everything is priced. I can't buy anything with coins.
No.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is
I
to buy
think
coins themselves.
this is to buy coins, and then you can use the coins to do something, I guess, later.
Yeah.
I think you could use the coins to unlock parking slots, no, in the game. So I think that's something that you could have done.
Yeah. So there's a single currency. I think currency is also open. There's something on top if you can see. There are different types of currencies. Or
No, it's the same coin, I think.
see the ones on top. There's this back
Oh,
arrow
okay, okay,
that
okay,
has
okay. Yeah,
something
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
looks like a refresh button, VIP. So maybe there are different currencies, but they open up later in the game.
Click on the next icon. There's a car icon. I don't know what that does.
That's the space
Oh,
that
it's the level.
that's the leveling
Okay, got it. Like, and then coming
leaderboard.
soon.
This also okay, coming soon.
I
Very
don't know.
interesting. How the hell did they get 8 million downloads
I mean, I
in a
think
month?
we'll try to find their ads and put it in the show somehow. I think they're running some really cool creatives. Like I think when you see this I'm pretty sure they're running playable ads. So these are ads where you can actually play the
Yeah,
game or do
yeah.
one
I've
level.
seen, yeah,
So
you
I
can
think
play a bit of it, and then for the rest of it, you have to like either go download the app. Yeah, I've seen those types of ads. Very cool there.
this is a perfect game for a playable ad where you can feel the like game very quickly within like 10 seconds and maybe then you end up installing. But yeah, very fun, very interesting. Like I can see why this would be addictive. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know if a lot of people are sticking around for long, which is why they also heavily monetize in the early days, right? So they expect most people to leave.
Hmm.
I think I was looking at Sensor Tower and their D7 or some long-term number. I think D7 only was around 20%. So 80% of installs
Wow. It's
leave
churn
in,
in 7 days.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
which
you.
is fine. Which is
Yeah.
fine if you're able to sort of monetize early. I think from you, they've already got like so many banner ads and a couple of
Absolutely. No, they could potentially improve retention by creating level progression where they are teaching the user about what happens next.
yeah. I think
Unless
the
unless they don't have complicated levels and unless it just keeps at this level for the rest of the game.
Yeah. So I think my feeling right now is that it didn't feel like the future was any more different than what I just experienced. So
Yeah,
it felt like it'll be like more of the same, like where I keep sort of solving more like complicated parking lot jams.
correct.
Uh, but I guess that's how every sort of puzzle game is. Like even if you play Candy Crush, it's kind of the same thing, but gets harder and harder and harder, I guess. Uh,
Yeah.
I know, but
No, the
somehow that
difference
feels,
the difference with Candy Crush though is that their level progression is very nicely orchestrated. So you keep opening up a new power in every level for the first 10 odd levels, right?
uh,
And you also have this view of the whole Candy Land. So
yeah,
there is a sense of like opening up new Candy Land. So you're in land one, then you go to land two, and maybe there are like gifts at each land that you don't have. So there is something to look forward to. Here, I think it's full black box. I have no sense what happens next. I
if
don't know
you,
what
if you,
happens if you click on any button.
yeah, I think I had discussed this when we were playing another game. I was playing this game with Anirban, and same thing where it was the game where you solve puzzles and you're building a castle.
Yeah,
Okay. But I think one of the things that we were discussing is how I would love to know how large can this castle get so that I'll keep me motivated to sort of keep playing.
yeah,
So that meta game needs to be like super clear for me to sort of be
yeah. I've
incentivized to
played
come
that game.
back.
I think it's called Gardenscapes or something.
Yes, I think it's called
So yeah,
Gardenscapes. Yeah.
I think the good part again in that game is that they in the on the first step of the level they give you a sense of what it would look like. So you have like this empty shell, and now you're trying to
Yeah.
fill in that empty shell to make your perfect castle or your perfect garden or whatever, right? And that has like games within games. Actually, that's also very interesting. The first level of the game is the storyline, and within the storyline there are these mini games which is almost like Candy Crush. So it's
Yeah.
nicely done. But you're right, I think they 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 are trying to like get as many people to watch ads as quickly as possible. I don't
Yeah.
think they have really thought deeply about how to like keep people on their app for a longer period of time.
At least for
But
now.
yeah, at least for now. And maybe this is what you and I would have done differently. Even if the game is not as complex, you could take the same game and make like slight changes, different design cars, for example. I
Yeah.
mean,
If
that
I
would have
knew
taken
that there would
absolutely
be
no
like,
effort.
yeah. Actually, can you click on the center tab and see if you can see the future levels? Or can, oh, you can. So
Oh,
what
okay.
happens if,
But no, but I no. Yeah,
or you
the
can't
animation
click?
just is like this much. It doesn't go any further, and I have no sense what happens after it.
Is there anything that happens if you click on any of the top buttons, like the zero, the different power ups, or it just takes you back
No,
to the
it just
store?
takes me back to the store.
Got it. Yeah. But
Although
yeah,
I don't
fun.
know what this ad means. Is this also like a subtle hint for me to click on it, which opens an ad?
Just click it.
This
Just click
game
it.
is rigged with ads.
Click it.
Oh, remove
Oh,
ads.
it's interesting.
Okay,
Yeah,
for
a lot of
nine
people
ninety
do
five
this.
nine, I can remove ads. Nice.
See, imagine if you actually buy this, no? I think your LTV to CAC is done. Like if you actually
Yeah,
buy
of course. $10, bro.
this.
Yeah.
No, but nice. Cool. I
I
think
think the
like
leaderboard makes it interesting. Maybe that's the reason they have put it up there as a coming soon. I mean,
real
given
quick.
that this game is so simple, and there is no sense of self progression, that I have like a self leaderboard. I think the only thing that makes it interesting is leaderboard with somebody else now. Yeah.
Yeah. Also like one of the things that I'm noticing is that the art in this screen is very different from the art in the actual game. Like at least
Yeah.
the vibe of the art is like much. I don't know if it's just me or do you also feel the
Yeah,
same? Like,
this has a slight more 3D feel to it, and that one is like clear 2D.
you know what happened when you came
Yeah.
to this screen? I thought we were in an ad because I thought it was a different game. Like as soon as
Yeah.
you completed level one, because the art theme changed
Art
so
theme change.
dramatically.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Very
Anyway,
big difference.
cool. That was fun though. Like I liked the game. I can see why so many people are downloading it. Like if I see this in an ad, it seemed like a fun thing to sort of play.
So
Uh,
yesterday I was playing this another game with my son, and there was a similar game, the similar ad that had come out. Although in place of cars there were test tubes. So so there were these 10 test tubes. Every test tube has liquids in
oh, I've
different
seen
proportions.
this
So there is like red, blue, green, whatever, and then you have to create test tubes with the same liquid. And
with the
this is
full
that
test tube.
play first and then download the game format. That's one of the formats that I loved because I think my son ended up liking the this ad more than the game itself.
So here is something. Playable ads are all the craze. Like I think the amount of share of mobile ads, at least within games that are going to playable ads, keep going up every year. I think at this point nobody's doing anything else apart from playable and video. Like most of the spends in games at least goes to video and playable statics are like dropping every
Yeah, yeah.
year. Uh, the
I
other
think it's a long
interesting
time. I keep playing some games or the other all the time, especially those Farmville variations. And they are quite addictive. You're right, but I don't think I have seen any static ads for a very long period of time now.
especially in games, because now you can show the game. The other interesting part that's happening is, like you said, there are a lot of possibilities that the game that you play in the playable ad is a lot different from the game that you'll end up actually installing. So it's
So
like a
this
common thing.
happened to me last month. There is this game studio. I don't know the name. They probably advertise a shitload. So have you seen those cases where there are these brass handles? You pull them, and there's
And
either truck
water
falling
starts.
down
Yeah,
or
yeah,
lava
yeah.
falling down,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And the theme is in every case that you show that they show you the video in, the user ends up losing. That makes you believe that maybe you will win, and the computer could not. So, and I found it damn interesting. So I clicked on it, and the main game had nothing to do with the ad at all. The main game was
Yeah.
Gardenscapes. So this was an ad for Gardenscapes.
No, dude, the amount of creative energy that goes into ads now blows my mind. Like, if you're a UA person, you need to be half a game designer, half a PM, and half a marketing person. I
Yeah.
know that those are three halves and they don't add up to 100, but that's the kind of expectation that people are setting on UA people right now because that's what you need to sort of even survive in the gaming market. It's quite intense.
That is that.
But coming back to this, will you come back to this game, Bhavik? How was your DZero?
I would say that it was intrigue for the first 10 minutes, which made me stay long enough. I think just for the sake of getting personal satisfaction that I didn't lose out after installing the game, I would have continued playing for another 30 minutes to prove a
Until
point
you
to
do.
myself. Like, how the hell can I download the game and not play it well? But I think if they don't have a clear level progression structure and we couldn't see one in the game right now, I would have definitely uninstalled it after this point.
Yeah, what I liked about it was, of course, that like I don't think they needed to do anything apart from that hand that showed us that you can move the bus. The rest of it was quite like intuitive in the sense that
Yeah.
you could figure out like what to do and how the stuff works. What I really loved is what they did with the claim 2x thing. That was, I think,
Dark design
ingenious.
hacks.
Was
They made me believe
crazy.
that, yeah, there was nothing to indicate it was an ad. And had I not
Yeah.
paid attention, I would have just clicked on this claim to X. So more chiching
I
for them.
had tip to the monetization PM who came up with that.
Absolutely. I have never seen that before, by the way. And I've played
Uh,
a lot of games. Wherever there is play an ad to get a power up, it's always that they teach you the first time that you get a power up by seeing an ad. In the first time, in this case, they don't tell you it's an ad.
but I think, like I said, the same things I agree with. On what I didn't like was like there was no sense of there was no meta purpose. Like where am I
Yeah,
going with this? And I also didn't like the fact that the art style changed
yeah.
between like two screens. That was like really disorienting when I saw it for the first time. But yeah, I think even I don't understand why 8 million people are downloading this game. They must be spending crazy money on user acquisition. So we'll pull up some of their
Have you
creatives.
noticed if these kind of games run on balance sheets that somebody's
They do.
created a growth model and they don't really care
Yes.
about the game really? They have figured out my UA spend is X, my ad earnings is Y, and Y minus X is some money. I'm gonna now it's gonna do that.
Yeah. So I think you're 100% right. So this category of games, like now, previously, I guess they would get bucketed as casual games. Maybe now these are called hybrid casual games, but it's kind of casual, right? Like there's not a lot of hardcore sort of thinking that needs to go into this. They all work on this math that UA money is X. I need to make for every cohort, I need to make that money back. They just operate at a campaign by campaign level. So they'll be running hundreds of campaigns in different geographies, different ad networks, and they will keep a test budget for each of these campaigns. If they're able to get the money back, and they'll typically target to get the money back in 7 days because, anyways, their retention will tank by the time it gets to
Yeah.
D7. If it's greater than 100%, they will scale. If it's not greater than 100%, they'll just shut the campaign and move on to the next one. It's very ruthless in that sense.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure if I were the game studio doing this, I would have other variations of this game. So this was car,
Bus,
there might be bus and plane and
plane,
ship.
ship.
If this works for other
Yeah,
transportation, and then you can do it
yeah.
for others as well. Yeah, this with no
Actually,
change in the
that's true.
underlying game engine at all. Just
I've
that.
seen this. I've seen this with so many studios where there'll be like a pet, some pet based sort of variation. There'll be a cat version, there'll be a dog version, there'll be like some other animal version. And they'll like obviously because the base mechanic is the same and they'll iterate with like as many sort of
Yeah,
variations as possible. But I'm 100% sure that like they should have a variation of this game somewhere that is being tested, which is ship. For sure, ship I think will be damn cool to sort of harbor blocking would be like a nice concept.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway,
Love.
thanks a lot, Bhavik. This was fun.
Yes.
This felt like a usual coffee catch up where
Yeah.
we just open up a new app and start giving our opinions on it.
Yeah, I'm just going to now, given that I've installed this app, show it to my 6-year-old son and see what he does.
So
What
clearly,
feedback.
ROAS has become positive on Bhavik, at least. Zero CAC acquisition has already watched ads.
I've contributed to their balance.
P&L. All right, cool. This is fun, Bhavik. See you again. Bye.
See you. Bye.